Welcome back to the lab. It's nearly Christmas, it's very close. It's Thursday. Christmas is like Monday or something, Christmas Day. Fortunately for us, the good fellows at Waikato Engine Reconditioners have got this all sorted for us, and we've just gone pick that up at, I don't know, 1:30 or something like that this afternoon. And it's knockoff time right now, but I've made a little bit of progress and got some paint on here. So it looks beautiful. That's a good start. And also I have put the cranking shaft in him. Oh God, it wouldn't turn. Fighting. It's fighting. Oh, I need to put some grease on that. Make life easier for us all. There you go. The cranking shaft is in there. And the crankshaft, of course, we just call it a crankshaft unless we're being silly. It spins very, very easily. Yeah, finger and thumb will do it. It goes round. It's beautiful. So that's good. That's see, we've got that crank collar on there. Got those boys to fit it for me. This crankshaft's a little bit long to fit into my lathe to do what I need to do to make that fit. So we just paid the money and got them to do it. It's fine. Done. Bench very, very clean. Use this workbench this time. Very, very clean. See? Yeah, very clean. Very clean. Pistons and rods all set, ready to go. Piston rings, I'll check ring gaps and stuff shortly. It is time to knock off, so we'll put a bit of paper over here to stop the whatever, the rocks, birds, whatever. You've got ourselves the oil pump, showed that earlier on. Had the head just vacuum checked. I just wasn't confident. Like, we've just seen so many things that were just utter rubbish on the previous job on it, that it paid to just get that done and check it. So that has happened. I think I might have shot myself in the foot and not organised a gasket, which might hold us up. I'll see if I can suss one out tomorrow. Some people are still open tomorrow. Otherwise, I have gasket paper and can make. So that's not the end of the world. And the rear main seal was a shonky install as well. I do have rear main seals for Nissan's. It had a massive freaking dent in it. I don't know how that's happened. It's not that 100% I did not do that, taking it out. That was like that when it came out of the car, so good on them. Not sure why they expected that to last. Freaking drop kicks. Yep, good. We'll crank on with this tomorrow. Cool. Pretty early in the morning, out here before it tries to get too hot. It was getting pretty hot yesterday, so that's all ready to go. To put all these things here in, and I've checked measurements. Good. Complied with specs. There's the bloody paperwork there for the piston to ball clearance and all that. Just double checking. It's not that I don't trust the guys at Waikato Engine Reconditioners. It's just that you should. You've got the gear to check. Just check. It's easier to find an error now and go, oh well, and get it resolved, than to not check it. Someone else has made an error somewhere else, so you put it all together and the pistons all season the bores, or there's just endless trouble with blow by and noise and all that sort of carry on, and there's too much clearance or whatever. But it's fine. Checked it, it's fine. It's good to go. So I'm going to oil all those puppies up. Get my ring compressor out, my trusty ring compressor that's done many years of good service. And we'll put the uppy downy thingies and the roundy thingies, and then we'll stick all the, obviously you do it one at a time, put all caps on there. All those clearances have all been checked as well. You can actually see there's a tiny little mark on the bearings where that has been done, just a mark. It's just literally just polishes the surface of it where the measuring instruments go through there. So that is good. They are good to go. Hopefully today, well, I would think within the next hour all those will be in, and we can clean the head. We can put the two dowels that are sitting right there on the head surface, and take the head out, clean all that, stick that on that, start making a motor. Could be out there in the sunshine, but no, let's get some work done. All right, uppy downy thingies in the roundy things. That's on there. It looks good. Ready to go. I was trying to think of something smart to say about the head gasket, some stupid ass name, but whatever. That's that, ready to go. We'll clean this up and find the cylinder head studs, which are over there, and they might be, probably not in the trolley there, but they'll be around somewhere. Might be in the kitchen, in the microwave or something like that. So we'll go and find those and get those on there after we've cleaned this for the millionth time and fitted that, and then we can put all the cam followers back in, and then we've got some cams in under there that you've seen already from Calvert's, and at that point that's basically the really important parts of the engine all sorted. And then of course there's oil pump and all that sort of carry on. I might ring this and see if they've got that oil pump gasket in stock. That was a bit of an oversight from me. I knew I should actually order a gasket set and never did, and things got delayed, and it's because things got delayed I kind of lost track of doing that. Like I say, I can just make that anyway. That's not a big deal. It's pretty easy to make. It's not the same as a VG30DETT one. I can tell just by looking at it, so we can't steal one from my VG stock. No big deal. Never too late to have a bit of a whinge about something. I mean, when I said it was getting a clean, it didn't really need much of a clean, just making sure it was free of oil and other contaminants like that. Bits of paper towel perhaps. And this is pretty much the state that it was in when it came off the motor. So this has not been re-skimmed. We've checked the hardness, we've vacuum tested it, and we've checked the quality of the surface, the RA. So that's all fine. There is a little bit of a scratch over here. You can kind of just feel it with your fingernail, but where that runs is, I think it's over here somewhere. It's not a big deal. It's nothing. It's not near the edge of the combustion chamber where it seals. It's literally no problem at all. So other than that, that's good to go. But that just shows how far this motor didn't go before it failed. So there's a little bit of evidence of combustion going on there, but this was, as far as the head is concerned, the head was brand new, freshly overhauled. The thing didn't run for very long at all. I didn't mention it, but we got the block decked. As you can see from the machining here, it took quite a lot to get that right, because it looked like someone had grabbed a flappy wheel on a die grinder, and that's how they prepped the surface to, gotta clean my hand now in case there's dust all over it, to sort it out, to put a new head gasket on it and stuff. Remember way back, and I saw the sludge of doom in the cooling system? Well, there you go. So there were rather hollows in between the cylinder chambers, because obviously this is quite a thin area. If you're running around with a flappy disc and die grinder, it's going to take away more from there than what it is from out here, quite easily. So that had been happening. Basically it was just a load of crap, and it was never going to last more than 10-15 minutes, which is about what it basically did. It didn't quite make the drive home. I'd dearly love to call out the people that did the work, but that's not my place. I do know who it is, and I'm very disappointed in them, to be honest. But they know who they are, and they may see these videos, and I hope your Christmas sucks, frankly. The poor customer spent quite a lot of money, put his trust in you guys, and you failed him miserably. But anyway, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, as Macaulay Culkin, or whatever his name is. All right, let's get the cylinder head on here. Words. Usually there's a moving picture and there's words, some sort of description and stuff. It is just after 5 o'clock on what is effectively the last day of the working year for most people, and we've got most of an RB25DET ready to go into the car. You could pretty much put it in as it is right now and finish it off. It needs to rear main seal. That's sitting on the shelf for me at Repco because they butchered the one that was in there. I did show you that multiple times, didn't I? I was just grabbing that off the shelf. Look at that. Look at the state of that. That was brand spanking new with a massive big dent in it because somebody didn't know how to install the oil seal. Anyway, over yonder is the oil cooler, which probably should be replaced or at least flushed out. I'll have to look into whether they are available and whether they're super expensive. If they're not, I'll just put a new one on it because that could have contaminants in it which will just destroy the engine again. And we don't want that. That can be done in the car. It's not hard to get there and sort that out. It's no big deal. The timing belt covers can basically go on in the front pulley. There's a couple of bolts at the bottom of the water pump. I couldn't remember exactly how things went. I was just going to try and figure that out as I go along, so we'll get that all sussed. But that is that basically ready to go. So I'll take a picture and I'll send the owner a picture and say, oh, there you go, Merry Christmas. It's not going, but you kind of don't have a broken motor for your Skyline anymore. You've got an assembled, mostly assembled motor. It's just not in the car, but it's not broken. Well, it did not be broken. The effort that's gone into it, if there's still something wrong with the, oh my gosh. We have got a new turbocharger sort of pretty much sorted out. But they're going to be end of January sort of thing. Something like that, perhaps. Maybe a bit later, who knows. This one is, I'm going to get my finger all dirty. No, I mean, it goes around. Kind of feels all right, but it's had contaminated oil through it. We put that back on there, and then that dies and drops all its rubbish down here and into the bottom of the sump and then kills the oil pump, and then that dies again. So no thanks. So we'll bloody hell, man, stop touching my face when I got. We'll organise a replacement unit there. There's a standard options, easy peasy. A slightly upgraded one is the end of January, I believe. Mr. Merch can confirm either way, whatever. I'll get this up and the YouTube channel members will be able to see it tomorrow night. I'll see about throwing this in the hole. I've got to shuffle a few things around. I'm going to move that 300 ZX out of the way, get the March off the hoist, move that out of the way, back the Skyline in, lift it up on the hoist and get the engine crane out and do it all, because there's not really enough room to do engine crane stuff from this end of the workshop with the car in the traditional way. Babble. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that crap. Cheers, boy. It's well past stop work o'clock. It's actually Saturday, and it's well past stop work on Saturday, really, even ignoring the time of year. So I gave it away just then, didn't I? Rather than putting this in the car and going to all the trouble of hooking everything up and then it's not making any oil pressure, or having some sort of an issue, a catastrophic leak somewhere, a bad leak somewhere, let's just run it up here, just right there, brum brum. Not quite, but effectively, as far as the oil system is concerned, it was running. So I'll show you how I did that in a second. All I really wanted to confirm was that we were getting oil to the top end here at relatively low oil pressure. Like, what did we have? I'm going to say just above 5 psi, and we hit oil at the top. So we're not going to have any issues now. That's definitely got oil pressure at the top end. I know that because I put this together with pre-lube. Some of that's still just hanging about there, you can see it. Some pre-lube and some CRC. There was no engine oil at the top here, and that's now present. So cam cover was on there. because otherwise it might make a bit of a mess. It might overflow and spill down the sides, and no thanks. So the trick was, obviously, you can see there's an oil pressure gauge has been, this is just a really rough setup to tee it into the oil pressure system. I didn't have the right fitting for the banjo fitting. Cam cover was on, and typical with Glenn, making some tooling to suit. That goes on there like that goes. This is my big grunty industrial grade. I'm not going to do this because it'll break my wrist. And you pull the trigger, and the thing goes, it spins over it. I'm not sure how many RPM. It's not a whole lot, but it is enough to get our running in oil, as you do with new rings and new cams and all that sort of carry on, to get that flowing around through the motor and up to the top end here, and confirm that we've got no issues. So I actually saw at one point there was in excess of 20 psi, so we're good. It's got plenty, going to have plenty of pressure. There you go. Merry bloody Christmas.